frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I missed. I know.
Let's unpack that. Let me show you Mike's internalized homophobia throughout the seasons. Internalized homophobia occurs when a person is subjected to the negative perceptions of society towards people with same-sex attraction. Often turn these negative ideas inward and experience self-hatred as a result of being a socially stigmatized person. There's no denying that Mike seems like two different people from season 1 and 2 to season 3 and 4, and there's a reason for that. Stranger Things is set in the 1980s, a time where gay people were highly stigmatized. We were at the peak of the AIDS epidemic, which was blamed entirely on gay people. Homophobia was rampant in the 80s. In fact, it's one of the causes they had for Will disappearing. Will Byers was notably bullied for being queer, pretty much his entire life. And you can guess by extension, Mike was probably too, because he was his best friend.
You see, Michael? See what happened?
What happens when what? I'm the only one that cares about Will.
And Mike didn't care. He stood by him.
All happy and gay.
To the point where he stood up to the biggest bully in his school, knowing full well it wasn't going to end up well for him.
You're dead, Wheeler.
Our son with a girl?
Are you okay?
Season 2 is the catalyst for Mike and Will's relationship. Their friendship seems to grow to a crush in this season. Season 2 showed Mike being extremely protective over Will.
I couldn't find you. Are you hurt? Hold on. I got him.
No. We won't let him.
And while all the craziness of season 2 happens, Mike promised to go crazy together with Will. Will has this note in his little book.
Hey, Will, if we're both going crazy, then we'll go crazy together, right? Yeah. Crazy together.
And while Mike encourages Will to be straight, he regrets it.
You were busy.
Oh yeah, real mature, Lucas.
Season 3 is where we really get our first taste of the internalized homophobia that Mike has. From pushing his girlfriend's arms off of him, to staring and blushing at his best friend's lips. This season truly encapsulated Mike's gay awakening. Check out Mike's reaction to the lingerie store versus the men's sauna. The absolute stark difference between the two scenes is really telling. So when it was with women stuff, it was just dread and just not into it. But then when it came to the men's stuff, it was shame, it was guilt, it was internalized homophobia.
Boys only.
Seriously?
Just trust me on this one.
And while there's dozens of scenes like this, we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
We'll just call the girls afterwards. I said forget it, Mike, okay?
In this scene, Will expresses his frustration with Mike at him growing distant from his friends. Often, someone with internalized homophobia tends to hyper-focus on their significant other to seem very heterosexual, to the point where all their other relationships suffer.
You're destroying everything, and for what? So you can swap spit with some stupid girl? Elle's not stupid. It's not my fault you don't like girls.
Another sign of internalized homophobia is projecting your feelings, and oftentimes that's usually on the person that you actually like. Why you? Why did it have to be you? Why did I have to like you? These are the type of thoughts that someone with internalized homophobia has. They blame them. What is it about you that made me like this?
I mean, what did you think, really? That we were never gonna get girlfriends? That we were just gonna sit in my basement all day and play games for the rest of our lives? Yeah. Yes, I did. I really did.
And of course, Mike regrets this. But when you're going through this internal turmoil, you just self-sabotage everything.
Will! Will, I'm sorry, man, all right? I was being a total asshole. Please, can you just come outside and we'll talk? Will!
Look at the stark difference between breaking up with his girlfriend and breaking up with his
Why do you
best
treat me
friend.
like garbage?
What?
You lie. Why do you lie? I dump your ass.
friendship breakup is literally framed like a romance movie. Think Pride and Prejudice. You can see the devastation on Mike's face. Plus, he bikes across town in a thunderstorm. Versus with Elle, it's more comedic and lighthearted. He just kind of stands there and it's like, the hell just happened?
Also, he phrases this very interestingly.
Blank makes you crazy.
Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy.
Me too.
Hey, well, if we're both going crazy, then we'll go crazy together, right?
Yeah. Crazy together.
Check out his reaction to these two phrases.
Girlfriends? No, not girlfriends.
Boyfriends.
No, not boyfriends either. It's
His reaction to girlfriends is pretty neutral. Versus boyfriends, it's erratic rejection. Yeah, why so defensive, Mike? And in the moment that Elle confesses her love for him, he realizes he is gay.
Yeah, but what if you want to join another party? Not possible.
He got more butterflies smiling at his best friend. After this realization, Hopper's letter rings true to Will and Mike.
Distant from you. Like you're pulling away from me or something. I miss playing board games every night. I guess, if I'm being really honest, that's what scares me. I don't want things to change. So I think maybe that's why I came in here. To stop that change. To turn back the clock. To make things go back to how they were.
Now in high school, Mike is sporting a more edgier look and seems to be in his rebellious stage. Plus, he's made friends with Eddie, who values being different.
Mike? You're wearing whatever shit your mommy bought you from the goddamn gap.
Also, it kind of seems like Mike is kind of sort of into him a little bit.
I hate high school.
For more context, I highly recommend watching my analysis video on the scene, but we're just going to stick to the internalized homophobia bits.
Hey, how you doing?
Remember, Mike is physically distancing himself. For him, to not acknowledge his feelings means no contact.
No, it's a shitty knockoff. Yeah.
This dialogue symbolizes that Mike isn't being his authentic self. And now it's time to play the part of a heterosexual couple. All while is trying to ignore the feelings of loving your best friend right behind you. And Mike thinks if he ignores his feelings, they'll just go away.
Isn't that awesome?
For other factors, Mike is jealous, and he's getting really upset that Will isn't talking to him. It's getting too hard to bottle up his feelings. Really hard.
You decided to be a douche to her all day? I wasn't being a douche. You were. You were rolling your eyes. You were moping. You were barely talking. You basically sabotaged the whole thing.
This scene is a direct parallel to the one in season 3, though this one is at the beginning of the story, not the end.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Every single time Mike gets a semblance of regret or feelings, he pushes it down and just gets upset.
Well, what about us?
What?
Notice the way Mike's eyes soften here? He's definitely entertained this idea way too many times in his head. A part of him is happy he said it, and a part of him is scared.
Well, you're mad that I didn't talk to you?
Well, maybe a couple times. It's been a year, Mike.
And us?
We're friends. We're friends.
You'll notice that his reaction to this is very similar to when Elle said boyfriends. Cause Will didn't imply that romantically. Mike did.
She didn't look fine.
And this scene mirrors another one.
Nancy, come back. Come back!
Now with Elle arrested, Mike is forced to face his feelings head on. Mike wasn't able to say I love you to Elle once. They'd been together for a year, and Elle noticed. He doesn't know why he's unable to bring himself to fake it. But seeing this letter basically finalized that their relationship is over.
Yeah. If you keep staring at that, it's not gonna change.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Crumpling up this paper and throwing it away was symbolizing him finally giving up the fight.
Like it was a fight that you can't come back from.
And whatever it is, whatever you didn't say, you can say it to her then, right?
Yeah.
What Will doesn't realize is that these feelings are not what he thinks they are. have it, Mike Wheeler's internalized homophobia throughout the seasons. Can't wait to see how they end this in Volume 2.